That'd be good. Actually, do I look weird if I'm walking like this? Maybe. Okay. You're like, try to give you bloopers, you do it naturally. Hey, it's a gift. I can give a lot of bloopers. Hey, it's Equalman. Thank you for joining us for today's 7 Super Tips, where we have a repeat offender. That's right. We have fellow Michigander Mel Robbins. You loved the first episode so much, you loved her 7 tips so much that you asked us to do 7 more tips from the one and only Mel Robbins.
Are you the kind of person that when your instincts come alive and they want to nudge you to go talk to that cute gal across the way or raise your hand in a meeting and share that idea? Are you the kind of person that pushes yourself to step into that, or do you pull back? That's the power of a 5-second decision, because you can't choose how you feel. You can't. Yeah, maybe you can go and become a Buddhist monk and meditate for 4 months and get full control of your physiology, and yeah, technically you can control how you feel, but you and I can't. We got a job, you got kids you got to raise. You can't, that's not possible. So you can do something else. You can actually disregard your feelings. You can become the kind of person that is so in tune with the values that you have and what you actually want, that when feelings rise up, you can choose to act however you want, despite them. Even if you're tired, you can still go to the gym. Even if you're annoyed with your spouse, you can still speak in a manner that's loving. Even if you don't feel like doing that hard work, you can still push yourself to do it. Your feelings aren't a choice. Your behavior and your thoughts are always a choice. What parents want more than anything for their kids is for them to be happy. The conflict comes because we have an opinion about what we think is going to make you happy. And what would really alleviate a lot of the pressure that you may feel, I'm not talking about you specifically, I'm talking about all kids in general, is having the courage to have the conversation about what you're thinking. You know, like there's nothing worse than making decisions because you think it's what your parents want, and then you end up resenting them. What you want to do is have the kind of relationship, which you already do because you're here, where you can talk to them about the things that you're learning, about what you're experiencing, about what you're afraid of, about what you think you're interested in, about what they learned, about what mistakes they made. You want the conversation, not the approval. Does that make sense? The connection. Go for that. Like, stop looking at approval, guys, and start looking at connection. Do you authentically tell your parents what's going on? Not the stuff going on with your friends. I'm talking about the stuff going on with you in your head. Going to follow influencers and you're going to look to other people for advice. Remember one thing. Would you actually trade lives with them? Would you actually want to do what they're doing with their life? And if the answer is yes, then listen. But then always come back and reflect on whether or not that advice feels true for you and adjust it. Because the things that I'm saying, they work for me, and I know they work for millions of people, but they might not work for you based on your mental health, right, based on your financial situation, based on what's going on with your family. The timing might not be right. You might not be mentally capable of doing these things without professional help. So you have to be responsible for yourself. The truth is your brain's always growing and expanding. That's why you can always learn new things, which is amazing because it allows for what we call behavioral flexibility, meaning there's no reason for you to ever be stagnant, not in business, not as a leader, not as a human being. Well, you know, it's all the small stuff that adds up over time. And what you want to ask yourself is, are you somebody at work that's a contender? Are you there to compete? Are you somebody that has a reputation, that is an expert in your subject matter, that's known for getting things done, that when you walk into the room, they're like, oh, here comes Jamie. She's going to have something to say. Or are you a helper? Are you somebody that's there at the office to help out? You know, you can follow anybody's step-by-step program. You can, and it might work. Most of them do. Every diet will work. The problem is we don't go internal first. You cannot change your life unless you go inside first, you figure out who you are, what your own wisdom is telling you to do, and you start to actually believe it and follow it. Because if you don't develop simply the ability to get up when you said you would, to eat what you said you would, to exercise because you said you would, to talk in a way to your kids that's patient because you said you would, you will never have the self-confidence to succeed in any environment. You won't. The key is this. You must find 30 minutes before 7:30 in the morning. 30 minutes before 7:30 that you take at home, that you take at a coffee shop, where you organize your day and you work on 2 things that will push your business forward. 30 minutes before 7:30. Why do you need to do this? Well, because when you walk into work, your day is likely going to get hijacked. And secondly, if you were to take this time every single morning and focus yourself, you're now starting your day having already done work to advance your business, and you're walking into your current job knowing what you need to get done. That's going to make you work smarter at work. I think a lot of people that are working a job full time and also trying to launch a business on the side actually have the time. The problem is that you're not being rigorous and focused about what you're spending it on.
A huge thanks to my good friend Mel Robbins for those amazing 7 super tips that'll help unlock and unleash your inner superpower. If you love this episode, then check out the first episode with Mel Robbins. So until next time, this is Equalman reminding all of us, it's not what we take from the world, it is what we leave behind. Thank you for joining us for today's 7 super tips. Let me just say that again, I'll say it. You can hear the trucks and you go, they're about to move. This tape is amazing. This microphone tape's amazing right here. It's keeping this microphone on for a couple weeks. A huge, whoops. You loved her first episode, her first 7 tips so much you asked us to give